Okay, let's dive right in. We're talking about a man whose name is basically a synonym for ultimate toughness. You know him as an action star, a world champion martial artist, and, of course, an internet legend. Today, we're getting the real story behind the one, the only, Chuck Norris.
Yeah, you've definitely heard one of these before, right? This is just a taste of the thousands of Chuck Norris facts out there. This whole thing was a massive viral phenomenon that, for an entire generation, completely defined his image. The jokes are ridiculous, over the top, and, let's be honest, pretty hilarious. But here's the thing about those memes. As popular as they were, they also created this caricature, a modern myth. So, the big question we're going to dig into is pretty simple. Who was the actual man behind that legend?
And to find that out, we've got to go all the way back to the beginning. And I think you're going to be surprised at just how different his real origin story is from that larger-than-life persona we all know.
This right here, it might be a shocker. Before he was the symbol of toughness, Carlos Ray Norris had a really difficult childhood. His father had a drinking problem, the family struggled with money, and young Carlos, well, he said he had a debilitating introversion. I mean, that is a world away from the invincible figure of the memes. So how in the world does that shy kid become Chuck Norris? It all kicked off with the first huge transformation in his life, his journey into martial arts. This was the path that would forge a champion.
His road to becoming a champion was built on pure discipline. It all starts in 1958 when he's in the Air Force, stationed over in South Korea. That's where he first discovered Tang Soo Do. Just a few years after he gets out, he opens his own karate studio. And by 1968, he's the professional middleweight karate champion, a title he held, undefeated, for 6 straight years. It all led to him being named Fighter of the Year in 1969. The man was a machine.
But here's what's really cool. Norris didn't just master the styles that already existed, he went and created his own. In 1990, he founded Chun Kuk Do, which means the universal way. It's this hybrid style that's based on his Tang Soo Do roots, but pulls in elements from a bunch of other fighting systems. And today, thousands of people hold black belts in his discipline. So you're a world champion, you've got celebrity students like Steve McQueen. What's next? Well, it was only a matter of time before Hollywood came calling. This was his big leap from the dojo to the big screen. And his big break? Oh man, it was absolutely epic. His friend, the one and only Bruce Lee, cast him as the main villain in the 1972 blockbuster The Way of the Dragon. Their final fight scene in the Roman Colosseum, it's literally one of the most iconic fights in movie history, and it put Chuck Norris squarely on Hollywood's radar. Now, what's so interesting is how he built his movie career. His first starring role was in this low-budget 1977 film called Breaker or Breaker that made a ton of money, proving he had real star power. But it was the 1984 movie Missing in Action that was the real game changer. It cemented him as the top star for Cannon Films and made him a true icon of 80s action. And all through the 80s, he was just a beast at the box office. Lone Wolf McQuade was this huge global hit that actually inspired his famous TV show down the line. Code of Silence got these amazing reviews from critics, which was pretty rare for action movies back then. And then there was The Delta Force, co-starring the legendary Lee Marvin, which was another massive success. He basically defined an entire decade of action films.
By the time the 90s rolled around, he was already a legend. But this next phase of his career, this is what would make him a household name in a totally new way. And it really boiled down to 2 things: a certain Texas Ranger and a viral meme.
For 8 seasons, folks, from 1993 all the way to 2001, Chuck Norris was Cordell Walker on CBS's Walker, Texas Ranger. That show was a ratings giant, an absolute staple of Saturday night TV for millions of families. And it was really that heroic, seemingly unbeatable persona from Walker that kind of laid the groundwork for what happened next. In 2005, the Chuck Norris facts meme just exploded online. It actually started with jokes on Conan O'Brien's show and then just took on a life of its own. The facts were all about this absurd level of exaggeration, like this all-time classic. When Chuck Norris does push-ups, he doesn't push himself up, he pushes the earth down. The humor is just perfect, right? It's applying godlike powers to this beloved action hero. Or how about this one, which he loved so much he actually quoted it himself in the movie The Expendables 2. Chuck Norris was once bitten by a king cobra. After 5 days of agonizing pain, the cobra died. Just brilliant. So what did the real man think about becoming this mythical internet figure? He totally embraced it. He said he found the jokes hilarious, not offensive at all.
He even co-wrote an official fact book, hoping the whole phenomenon would get people to look into the real facts about his life and his career.
But his legacy is about so much more than just acting and funny memes. His life had all these other layers that are just as crucial to his story.
He was a man of so many different interests. He was a dedicated philanthropist who founded the Kickstart Kids Foundation to teach martial arts to at-risk youth. He was also a best-selling author, an outspoken political conservative, and even an entrepreneur who started his own bottled water company.
Now, the sources we're drawing from for this explainer conclude his incredible story on March 19, 2026, when he passed away at the age of 86, leaving behind this amazing, multi-layered story.
So, when you really look back on it all, his legacy stands on these 4 huge pillars. He was a genuine martial arts pioneer who founded his own discipline. He was a global action star whose films made over $500 million. He was a dedicated philanthropist whose foundation changed thousands of kids' lives. And, of course, he's an unforgettable internet icon, immortalized by a meme that he absolutely took in stride.
In one of his later social media posts, he put up a video of himself sparring, with a caption that just perfectly captures the spirit of the legend he helped create. He wrote, "I don't age, I level up." I mean, come on, how perfect is that?
And that leaves us with one final thing to think about. The story of Chuck Norris is just so unique. It's the story of a real person's life, with all its struggles and triumphs becoming the foundation for a modern digital myth. It really makes you wonder, in our age of internet memes, what does it truly mean for a person to become a legend?